Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Continuing Education, SOCA. Diploma in Event Management, DEVMT. BHC 012, Event Planning. Block 1 Event Opportunity Assessment. Unit-3 Bidding for Events I, Components and Criteria for Winning Bids. 3.0 Objectives. This unit is concerned with the process undertaken for bidding to host different types of events. In the previous unit, we had learned how a feasibility study helps in understanding whether an event is a practical and reasonable initiative and how bid requirements can be met with the resources available. After the feasibility of the event is assessed, preparing of the bid starts. After studying this unit, you should be able to understand the process of bidding, identify the key components for successful bids, and determine the critical factors in the winning of bids. 3.1 Introduction. Nations are becoming competitive in providing advantages offered by global and regional events. Any event, big or small, weather activations, digital, experiential marketing, sports, entertainment, festival or fundraiser, stakes in ensuring a successful outcome. We have learnt in the previous unit about how a feasibility study is conducted to assess the possibility of an event's success. A feasibility study enables us to see whether pursuing an event bid is a practical and reasonable initiative and determines the plausibility of meeting the bid requirements with the resources available to become a successful event manager. A basic knowledge of feasibility study and proposal generation through bidding is essential. Hence, a confirmed bidding process is necessary so that any event can be organized successfully. A bid is prepared to host an event and is an essential aspect of the event planning process. Any required bid is prepared only after the feasibility of that event has been assessed and a decision has been made to go ahead with that event. The present unit discusses the process of bidding to procure an event. 3.2 What is meant by bidding for events? Any corporate organization or a representative body is responsible for the challenging task of selecting the bidding organization, here the event management company or professional event organizer, who will stage the event. Hence it will ask every rival bidding organization to produce a proposal with details as to how they will organize and stage the event. This process of supplying a proposal is referred to as the bid process. The bid process will enable the bidding organization to demonstrate its capability and resources to stage the event. This is the primary reason behind the bid process. The preparation and implementation of a bid to host an event are an intrinsic part of the event planning process. As mentioned, a bid should be based on a feasibility study where preliminary figures for the costs and benefits are calculated. It is necessary for the feasibility of the event to be assessed, discussed in the previous unit, before the decision is made to go ahead and submit a bid. This is because many events have a high financial risk, while some events involve low costs and hence small financial risk. After the bidding process is over, a particular bidding organization is selected to hold the event over other rival bidders due to certain reasons. These reasons could be that the bidding organization selected has better facilities and resources than other rival bidders, there is greater financial backing for the event than other rival bids, the public support is more assured, and spectators will have better facilities. 3.3 Event Bidding Life Cycle, the process. The event bidding process is mainly communication between two main players, the event owner and the event bidder. The event owner is the client who owns the rights to an event and is the one who is seeking a host to organize and run an event successfully for her, him. The event bidder is the event company that tries to secure the rights to host an event. The bidding process has a life cycle attached to it. Any bid application has a two-part life cycle, the bid and post-bid outcome. Ingerson and Westerbeek have given 7 stages within the event bid procedure, with criteria ranging from the formation of a bid committee to a post-event analysis. These stages can often overlap during the bidding activity. However, again these stages are not clear cut, and may vary depending upon the type and scale of event. Also, the event bidding life cycle is not a rigid procedure that has to be followed by all EMCs for all events. It is not an exact science whereby success can be guaranteed by following a set formula. The event bidder usually tries hard to achieve a state of best fit through maximum efforts in order to win an event. Bid. Hence, every bid process is unique and new. The optimum bid process, depicted in Fig. 3.1, is a cyclical process, and by repeating this cycle of 7 phases, bid organizations will become more successful. From phases 1 to 4, the bid team is formed, which creates and submits the bid application. If the bid is successful, phases 5 to 7 are carried out by incorporating the remaining stages of event development with the help of the bid contents and bid team. The event bidder, i.e. the event company, initially receives request for proposal RFPs or request for quote RFQ from an event owner who is looking for an organization to run their event. At this stage, the event bidder should request from the event owner the list of bid criteria if this is not included in the RFP. Look at this list, and the RFP will give the event bidder an understanding of what is required by the event owner to hold the event and whether the bidder has the resources to prepare and submit a comprehensive and competitive bid. Phase 1 of the bid process consists of formation of the bid committee, which is the identification and gathering together of a group of people who will represent the key stakeholders of the city, state or region, preparing and planning for the bid. These people will create a bid team to prepare the bid that must be presented to the event owner. Fig. 3.1, the cyclical bid process. Look at the screen. Phase 2 consists of the task of preparing the bid once the bid team is formed. The bid preparation phase will consist of steps in acquiring knowledge about the bid, meeting requirements of the event through this documentation, and establishing contact with key partners and officials. This preparation process will lead to submission of the relevant bid documents. Phase 3 is the bid submission phase. Here the bid collateral, i.e. the bid document and the supporting material, are submitted to the event owners. This may happen months before the bid presentation. Once the bid collateral has been received by the event owner, the event bidders are invited to present their bid to event owners. Sometimes the bid collateral can occur just before the presentation or during the presentation. For events that are of international caliber, the event owners can conduct site visits of bidding destinations. At this stage, this can happen for national or regional events too. At this stage, there is lobbying of key decision makers followed by presentation. In many situations, the event owners may not ask for a formal presentation of the bid. Bid presentation happens mostly after the collateral has been sent. Presentation is the most crucial stage of bidding, where the bidders make a live presentation to the event owners once the collateral has been sent. Presenting the bid is the event bidder's last opportunity to influence the outcome of the bid. Till this time, the bidder continues to lobby with those who have the ability to influence and make the final decision. During this process, the event bidders utilize their relationships that they had developed leading up to the bid. Finally, at the time of presentation, the bid presenter, with the help of professional presentation skills, tries to address all the essential criteria for bidding that the event owners had requested. At this time, less formal lobbying also frequently takes place among delegates and participants. The bid presenter can also present supporting factors that will add value to the event. Phase 4 will be the decision of success or failure of the bid. Once it is declared that the bid is successful, the remaining 3 phases, preparation, hosting and post-event phases that are connected with the event itself, will be handled by the bid team to ensure success. It is to be noted that after presentation and success of the bid, inspection and visit of site is important. Any changes in site can still be adjusted in the final bid. Site selection is based on the scale and target of the event. Every experienced event planner knows that venue can make or break the success of an event. Hence, selecting the right venue is important, as even a small mistake can cause major problems to attendees. For this, the EMC should identify the event owner's needs and select venue accordingly. To show the value of the venue for the event, the event manager, event planner should keep a record of past events, including total registration, attendance of people, and number of nights used in accommodation, knowledge on previous use of a venue for the event, and the number of people who actually attended it, will help event planners to confidently block the space and the rooms for the group attending the event. In order to get a good deal, one can explore alternative destinations for the next event that provide quality facilities and excellent services to the attendees well within the budget. Likewise, the time of the year and city-wide availability play a major role in venue selection. For example, choosing the right venue in peak season can be challenging with a small budget, but venues offer lower rates in off-season and maximize their event space. The event owner should provide information on the right hotels when sending the RFP to the bidder. For example, information should be provided on rooms and setups, technological needs, catering, food and beverage requests that can accommodate the group. 1. Should also be updated on promotions and incentives that are currently being offered by various venues in order to score a better deal. By making multi-year deals, you become a repeat customer for site selection, and this gets you your venue on a concession. Useful online sourcing tools and electronic requests for proposals, ERFPs, for event venue selection can be used for simplifying the sourcing process and reducing costs. Sensitivity to different cultural, political, and economic situations when bidding for international conventions, in particular, is a vital requirement. A further detailed study can be conducted after the bid has been accepted in order to begin planning the implementation of the event. But this process may not be of any use in major events because new cost factors get identified in due course that are widely apart from the event budget. The Sydney Organizing Committee of the Olympic Games formally readjusted its event budget on 4 occasions after it had decided to go ahead, and in the final stage, its costs increased way beyond their original forecasts. The benefit of the cyclical bid process, discussed above, is that, whether the bid is successful or not, efforts will be made for a successful outcome, and the formation of a team with key knowledge and expertise in bidding will remain intact. The bid application life cycle therefore tells us that the process of bidding is not a simple one-off technique, but involves a great deal of thinking, gathering of teams and expertise. It also enables improvement in the techniques adopted by bidding organizations. The cyclical bid process helps to identify a best practice approach to bidding for key events. Factors involved in deciding for bidding. The process of competitive bidding shows that internal departments of organizations are efficient in their practices. An RFP or an RFQ could be just a way of collecting event ideas or a way to find out who is in the marketplace. It might not be a real request for an event proposal. This often happens in the event business, and the submitted proposal may also be a way of staying on the firm's approved vendor list. This is because most companies have a list of suppliers and vendors whom they prefer. They will send RFQ and RFP only to these approved vendors. For the event company to work on an opportunity may require efforts, time and energy in preparing a proposal. Developing and delivering of event proposal will be discussed in detail in the next unit. One needs to think if an opportunity is worth the effort of making a proposal. If the proposal is successful, will one be able to hold the event? One needs to weigh on all accounts. One also needs to see who the likely competitor would be. Identifying the competition, their advantages and disadvantages, and their possible influences should be analyzed through SWOT analysis. Within a corporation, the competition will be with other projects for funding. Finally, the bid's ultimate objective is to benefit the event management team as well as the client, which we have discussed earlier too. The bid specifications can be changed with the help of professional event management inputs if the bidder is not able to fulfill some specifications. 3.4 Key bid components and criteria. Several key factors are responsible for the winning of bids. These are bid book and presentation, gaining of stakeholder support, bid support through subvention, political risk analysis, knowledge of bidding and evaluation process, and management and communications. Every event has different criteria for the bidding process. Bid book and presentation. The bid book is also called the bid document. This is the hard copy of the proposal that is prepared by the event company which is bidding for the event. The Preparation of the proposal needs to be thorough, and the list of considerations have to be highlighted in the presentation. Writing an event proposal will be discussed in detail in the next unit. An attempt has to be made to make the bid document strong so that it can differentiate itself from other bids. There is an opportunity to make a presentation, and for the Olympics this is limited to 1 hour. For the Olympics there are 18 themes that are required by the IOC. These 18 themes are the key elements on the basis of which a city is evaluated. See box number 1 for case study of the Olympic Games bidding process. Box number 1. The Olympic Games 2012 bidding process, a case study. Here we shall discuss the candidature acceptance procedure and the key bid components and criteria of the Olympic Games bidding process. The key factors required for successful bidding and the assessment of bids can be strategically used for legacies and other benefits whether they win or not. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, awards its games to cities not countries and, in some cases, there are national competitions for interested host cities to win the nomination of that nation's National Olympic Committee. NOC. The IOC gives a 6 months warning to NOC, approximately 9.5 years, before the Olympic Games to decide in nominating a host city. For the bidding competition, it is only the NOC that can nominate a host city to the IOC. For example, the United States Olympic Committee ran a competition between Houston, San Francisco, Washington and New York, from which New York became the winner. For the Olympic Games 2012, the initial pre-applicant phase involved the host cities to contact their respective NOC and get into the selection procedures in order to be chosen for nomination to the IOC. For the candidature acceptance procedure, the NOC nominated cities were classified as applicant cities and answered a questionnaire in writing. This information was then assessed by the IOC administration and their experts. Although formal presentations did not take place, city visits by experts were allowed. The IOC Executive Board then informed the applicant cities which ones were to be accepted as the candidate cities to go forward to the next stage. The applicant cities are assessed on their own potential and their countries' potential to host a successful multi-sports event. The applicant cities are also assessed on the basis of the IOC's Olympic Charter, the Code of Ethics and other conditions that are fulfilled for candidature. The questionnaire that is to be filled by applicant cities is based on the following themes. Each theme consists of several questions and answers for certain sections. Use pro forma charts, details on elements like spectator capacity, venue design, construction and upgrade dates along with their costs and financial sources. Specifically, 50 copies of the questionnaire are to be submitted to the IOC. Motivation, concept and public opinion. This section depicts maps showing new versus existing infrastructure, and the reasoning behind building of new infrastructure, such as post-Olympic use. In this section, public support through polls is also discussed. Any opposition to the bid should also be mentioned. Political support. This section informs about the government's support in the event and future political elections if any. Letters from the government. The NOC and local government authorities should be included as proofs for their support of the bid. Venues. This section talks about existing and planned venues on a temporary or permanent basis. Specific plans for an Olympic village, international broadcast and press centers are requested. Accommodation. This section concerns hotel arrangements and media accommodation at the time of the event. Finance. In this section information is provided on the budget for the games from every applicant city, including the amount of government contribution. They should also inform the IOC as to how their phases of candidature will be funded. Transport infrastructure. Here information has to be given on existing and planned transportation that includes rail, road, air, subway etc. Other details include construction timelines for new facilities. General conditions, logistics and experience. In this section information has to be provided on meteorological and environmental conditions, the impact, security responsibility, other resources, and information regarding population. Expectations at the time of the event. Experience of the city in hosting international sports events and multi-sports events, specifically for the last 10 major events over the previous 10 years is required here. Each of these themes consist of several questions. Certain sections' answers are in the form of pro forma charts, such as in the case of venue where details of elements like spectator capacity, construction and upgrading of venue, including costs for upgrading, and sources of finances should be highlighted. Accepted candidature cities are required to submit a candidature file to the IOC. This file is then evaluated by a commission consisting of members of international federations, NOCs, IOC members, representatives of the Athletes Commission, the International Paralympic Committee as well as all the IOC experts. After analyzing the files, the commission undertakes a visit to all the candidate cities that were submitted to the IOC. For the 2012 Olympic Games, these were London, Madrid, Moscow, New York and Paris. Candidature cities that have been accepted by the IOC can undertake international promotion of their candidature at this stage. A candidature file, having comprehensive guidelines called Manual for Candidate Cities is provided by IOC to be filled up by candidature cities. This manual has 18 prescribed themes as mentioned earlier. These themes can be applied to any bid application document for any type of event. The themes can be seen in box number 2, showing Beijing 2008 Olympics bid book highlights. For the election of the winning city, the IOC session took place in Singapore on the 6th of July 2005 and the candidate cities each made a presentation of their bid. After the presentations, there were various rounds of voting by IOC members and London was declared the winning city. The entire process from the beginning took 6 years of planning to reach this stage. For London, it took 7 years more of planning. From then, before the implementation of the event in 2012, it can be seen from the Olympic bidding process that the IOC process is highly sophisticated. This forms a useful model for the bidding of other sports events. For example, Sydney won its bid for the 2000 Olympics because of its green approach. Here the Australian government claimed that it was the first true green Games and was the force behind the introduction of environmental criteria for Olympic hosts. The rival bid was from Beijing that highlighted human rights issues. Later, for the 2008 Olympics, Beijing won the bid by emphasizing on social changes and making a case for itself as Beijing being the country with the world's largest population, deserving the games. This was the key content in Beijing's 2008 candidature file, box number 2. For winning the bid for 2008 Olympics, Beijing used Weber Shandwerk, a communications agency, which Sydney had used previously. Hence it is to be noted that previous experience in both bidding and bid communications plays a major role in the winning of bid. Box number 2. Beijing 2008 Olympics Bid Book Highlights. The Beijing Bid Book for the 2012 Olympics consisted of 3 volumes in 18 themes as below. Volume 1. Preface. Letter of support by President Jiang Zemin. Letter of support by Premier Zhu Rongji. Letter of support by Liu Qi, Mayor of Beijing. Letter of support by Yuan Weiming, President of COC. Introduction. Theme 1. National, Regional and Beijing Characteristics. Theme 2. Legal Aspects. Theme 3. Customs and Immigration Formalities. Theme 4. Environmental Protection and Meteorology. Theme 5. Finance. Theme 6. Marketing. Volume 2. Introduction. Theme 7. General Sports Concept. Theme 8. Sports, Archery, Athletics, Rowing, Badminton, Baseball, Boxing, Canoe, Kayak, Cycling, Equestrian, Fencing, Football, Gymnastics, Weightlifting, Handball, Hockey, Judo, Wrestling, Swimming, Modern, Pentathlon, Softball, Taekwondo, Softball, Tennis, Table tennis, Shooting, Triathlon, Sailing, Volleyball. Theme 9. Paralympic Games. Theme 10. Olympic Village. Volume 3. Introduction. Theme 11. Medical, Health Services. Theme 12. Security. Theme 13. Accommodation. Theme 14. Transport. Theme 15. Technology. Theme 16. Communications and Media Services. Theme 17. Olympism and Culture. Theme 18. Guarantees. Conclusion. The use of feasibility study, candidature document, bid questionnaire and bid dossier in the International Olympic Committee bidding process. The following documents were used in the International Olympic Committee bidding process in its selection of host cities for the Summer and Winter Games. However, these can be used for other events too. Feasibility study has been discussed in detail in the previous unit. A feasibility study assesses elements such as experienced human resources, financial and technical resources that are required to host an event. Further, an event is feasible only if it can meet the desired level of ROI, return on investment. A candidature document consists of the deadlines and processes that must be followed for a bid submission. The bid questionnaire is a list of questions that are there in the candidature document. These questions must be answered in order for the bid to be considered complete by the governing body or organization that is awarding rights to host the event. The bid submission or bid dossier should provide the overall plan, strategy and resources as well as outline supplementary details, plans and testimonials of support that will strengthen the bid before other competitors. The dossier provides answers to the list of questions that will be asked in the bid questionnaire. Examples of a candidature document and a bid questionnaire can be viewed at the International Olympic Committee (IOC) website http://www.olympic.org. Table 1 Candidature Acceptance Procedure for the 2016 Olympic Games. Phase 1 13 September 2007 Knox to inform the IOC of the name of their applicant city. The 1st of October 2007 Signature of the Candidature Acceptance Procedure. The 1st of October 2007 Payment of the fee to the IOC, $150,000 United States dollars. The 15th of October 2007 IOC Information Seminar for 2016 Applicant Cities. Lausanne, the 14th of January 2008 Submission of application files, guarantee letters to the IOC received from Prague, Doha, Baku, Chicago, Tokyo, Madrid and Rio de Janeiro. January to June 2008 Examination of application files by the IOC. June 2008 IOC Executive Board meeting to accept candidate cities. Phase 2 August 2008 Olympic Games Observer Program in Beijing. The 12th of February 2009 Submission of candidate files to the IOC received from Chicago, Tokyo, Madrid and Rio de Janeiro. September 2009 Report of the 2016 IOC Evaluation Commission. The 2nd of October 2009 Election of the host city. IOC session Copenhagen, Rio de Janeiro declared as the host city for the 2016 Olympic Games. Chicago was eliminated first, Tokyo eliminated second. The scores in the third round were Madrid 32, Rio de Janeiro 66. The bid tour. The information in the bid dossier will be presented in other areas, such as facilities and ceremonies planned, support of local community and business for the bid will be done. All of this to promote why an event company's bid should win the competition to host. A bid tour involves arranging the needs of the bid evaluation commission members from the moment of their arrival until their departure. The Olympic Games bidding process discussed in box Number 1 can be referred again at this point. Table 1 depicts the candidature acceptance procedure for the 2016 Olympic Games. In text Activity 1. To enhance your knowledge and trigger interest in the process of bidding, you can select 2 or more events of any kind from the website. List the key component and criteria used for bidding in each type of event. Stakeholders support. The growth and professionalization of events show that events serve a number of needs and demands by various stakeholders such as government objectives, regulation, media requirements, sponsor needs, community expectations, etc. Thus, the event bidding process involves facing a range of stakeholder expectations, and the success of any event can be achieved by balancing these needs and demands. On the other hand, there has to be commitment from all the events stakeholders too, and this is a necessary element required to win the bid. National governments, major stakeholders, are increasingly lending their support to city Regional convention bureaus in the process of bidding and delivering major events. A principal stakeholder group is the local community. Most events involve the community members in consultation. Prospective hosts look for support of public opinion. This is now one of IOC's bid criteria for the Olympic Games. A contemporary tool for this process is a website, and early in the planning process, both London and New York developed sites with information on benefits of hosting the 2012 Olympics. The purpose is to convince the stakeholders that in hosting the event there are more benefits than costs. For major events, websites help in the distribution of event strategies, impact reports, feasibility studies, spokespeople comments and progress to date. Besides, public forums, launches, and networking with press are key communication activities. Subvention. Subvention is increasingly becoming an essential component in bids in order to get international and national conferences and other events business. Subvention, as defined by Oxford Dictionary of English, is a grant of money, especially from a government. Subvention is being recognized as the single most important factor for attracting many types of conferences, especially those belonging to international associations. Subvention can be used for the cost of venue rents, social programs, room hire, accommodation and food. In 2012, Scotland established a conference bid fund of £2 million to bring almost 50 international association conferences before 2021. It is expected that these congresses, covering a wide range of topics like life sciences, education, food, renewable energy, would attract 62,000 delegates and generate revenue of almost £106 million. Political risk analysis. It is important to consider political risks. A change in the government can alter, change bid support, stability of a country and the municipal politics of the city, along with stability through financial support bidding of an event. For example, a project such as a music festival or trade fair that was approved by the previous government may be disapproved by the new government. Economic changes such as changes in taxation, for example, introduction of GST, goods and services tax, in India, or importation related, can also have an effect. Knowledge of the bidding process is an advantage, but can be attainable only through experience. If the bidder presents a portfolio of events and evidence of previous successful event management, it will be an advantage for the bidder. If this is not possible, there should be recruitment of carefully selected personnel who were executives involved in previous successful bids, and those who have superior knowledge and understanding should also be there of the formal decision making process of the event. Additionally, knowledge of the owning body and its corporate partners is also important, as these will relate to the plans for any commercial activities for the event. The bidding process is basically a competition, and it will be very helpful if the bidding team acquires knowledge not only of the rival bid content but also of those individuals who will be presenting it. This will increase the bidding team's capacity to improve their own bid in meeting the required criteria. Management and communications. At all levels of bids, it is the personnel team that make the bids winnable. Besides experienced executives, a strong bid team is advantageous that includes leaders and figureheads. David Beckham, Tony Blair and Matthew Pinsent were used in the London 2012 bid team with comments of support and attendance at key events including the IOC session in Singapore. The use of strategic communications is very important in the winning of the bid. The key aspect of strategic communications is to create a strong brand. Whether the event is of a large scale or small scale, a brand will help integrate communications. Key components of the branding process are creation of themes and logos. The key issues of the event content should be incorporated into the brand to help in winning the bid. For an Olympic Games bid, a success factor involved the fit between the bidders and the International Olympic Committee, IOC, members. Perceptions of the bid offers. This means that the bid presenter must anticipate what the IOC will perceive as important in a bid. Infrastructure such as capacity for the provision of appropriate accommodation, transportation, venues, finances, telecommunications and technology are important for the success of a bid. 3.5 Critical factors in winning a bid. A number of considerations have to be taken into account when applying to host events. Essential factors for bid success, as given by Emery, Westerbeek, Turner, Ingerson, and Persson are possessing relevant professional credibility, fully understanding the event brief, understanding the decision-making process, and knowing your strengths and weaknesses related to the competition. Credibility and capacity to deliver the event are fundamental to any application. A bid needs to be politically positioned in order to gain success, i.e., finding out and understanding the personal perspective of each member on the bid commission, who will evaluate the bid, and trying to meet them. In a competitive bidding process, there is more than one bidder. Over the years, many critical factors have evolved for successful bidding. They are also the evaluation criteria used by the Bid Evaluation Commission. The key critical factors or considerations in the bid process are discussed under the following subheadings: ability to organize events, a solid track record in organizing similar events. Goes to show the ability to organize an event. This means that the experience in hosting event is a major success factor, along with the scope of knowledge of members on the bid team. The network and capability within the organization to manage the event includes the event management, administration, expertise, the technical expertise within the network, facilities, event equipment, and overall financial support, public and private, to fund the event. These are all the base requirements that directly relate to the actual event being hosted. Technical elements include such features as facilities, event location, proposed budgets, personnel, including staff knowledge and experience, equipment, and other resources that contribute to the successful staging of event. A site visit adds to this technical part of the bid process. Accountability: this is an element that provides evidence of the event's reputation in the market, its advantageous venues, previous success in hosting events leading to generation of goodwill and benefit to the community, that is, creating legacies. Bid team composition: this is an essential element that includes the talent mixture of members involved in the bid development. Bid success is dependent upon in-depth knowledge and networks, processes, and people, in other words, external support at the very highest levels of the government, state level, district level, and commercial sector. All this suggests that the organizing team, bid team, itself is an important element that could enable the winning of a bid. Understanding the event owner's perception is important for the bid presenter. To increase the bid evaluator's perception of the bid team officials should display selling capacities. Good bid team composition emphasizes the need to recruit, train, and develop individuals with specific bidding skills. Besides having considerable experience in hosting successful events, there should be expertise in developing experience, i.e., to create experiential learning through events. Ability to communicate, in order to enhance the opportunity for a successful bid. Communication is a critical factor in event bidding. The chances of a bid's success are enhanced with the use of written, verbal, and visual communication. An ability to communicate is used in every task of the bid process and can help in the success of a bid dossier, a bid tour, and all the other components in the bid process. The bid dossier, a useful document that communicates the proposed plan of hosting an event, communicates the intention of the event manager to host the event and provide answers to a bid questionnaire. Based on the nature of the event, a bid dossier may also require written communication in different languages. Effective use of different languages is an opportunity to position the bid for success. Good representation of facts can influence the understanding of the bid commission, evaluation members to assess the bid. While conducting a bid tour, communication plays a vital role. There are formal and informal verbal communication opportunities that can lead to the success of a bid. These opportunities include structured meetings with the bid commission members to present details of the bid, meetings with key stakeholders such as key sponsors or venue managers, and meetings that are used to build relationships with event supporters such as volunteers, small businesses, and organizations. Relationship marketing. Relationship marketing means the relationships and friends made between the key parties in the bidding process. This is a key requirement for bid success. The chief relationship is that of the key partners: the event bidder, host, and the event owner, promoter, who owns the event. The most important aspect is the trust that is built over the initial experiences between the client, owner and promoter, and the event manager, host. This trust ensures a level of confidence in the abilities and alignment of the event manager with the client's business model and requirements. Relationship marketing ensures a sustained business between the event bidder and event owner. The bidding team is also required to present a highly specialized network of relationships to the event owner. To strengthen its position, the event bidder must seek to enter into relationships with other organizations in order to provide resources and ties that will benefit the bid. At the internal level, by including experts, the bid team can convince the event owner that there is sufficient internal expertise, including technical expertise and capacity within the bid team to successfully develop the requirements relating to the event. At the external level, the bid team can develop political support and access to major infrastructure projects in support of the bid. In the context of large events, primary connection would mean, for example, a bid team forming an alliance with, for example, major organizations representing athletes such as players' unions or athlete management companies. Such a connection will strengthen the bidding organization with high-profile identities to show in the bid. This will make the bid noticed in political, media and profile terms. Secondary connections can be represented through bidder and international media brought in by the event owner. This represents relationship with such groups as sponsors and the media, including local media brought in by the event. Tertiary relationships suggest formation of close ties with politicians, sponsors, city officials and media members who have sufficient positional power to support the event organizers' bid. Such relationships can have a crucial influence on the event owner. Above all, convincing the event owner that the host city, town has the necessary infrastructure to hold the event successfully plays a very important role for the success of the bid. The more skilled the bid team members are at relationship marketing, the greater the strength of partnership that is being built, and interactions will be favorable for both parties. Political and economic support. This indicates support from the government for the event bid. Political stakeholders often associate themselves strongly with event bids in order to show their local or national identity, their connection with global culture, their recognition and local or national pride. The strength of the government support is seen by the level of spending on infrastructure and the use of money towards attracting events to the city or country. Political support is important in gaining stability from the point of view of getting vital resources. Financial, infrastructure facilities, physical and human resources, as well as the political and financial stability of the city and country, in relation to the formulation of longer-term government policies that will clearly contribute to the quality of the event. In addition to this, events attract investment to a region from business visitors and non-business visitors, such as the trade fair in Delhi. Major events are linked to large and wealthy corporations and governments due to the wide range of economic benefits that are generated. Infrastructure. This element provides proof of availability of excellent facilities and an ability to meet event component requirements related to accessibility, technical facilities, accommodation, transportation etc. for the event. Existing facilities. At the time of bid submission, the current status of the event facilities, construction dates and accommodation capacity should be highlighted. Infrastructure such as capacity for the provision of appropriate accommodation, transportation, venues, finances, telecommunications and technology are important for the success of a bid. Communication and exposure, media. This element highlights the reputation and capacity of the host city as a destination to develop media exposure opportunities for the event. To support the bid, it also highlights communication requirements for hosting and promoting the event, as well as the capacity to handle communication systems. Communication and exposure of the event through media also reflects city marketing. That goes to show how reputed a particular city is as a major tourist destination for a festival or fair or any kind of Event. The communication and information technology systems that exist ensure national and global media exposure of the event. Marketing and public relations. Techniques are also frequently used as a mechanism to get citizen support for a bid for major events. However, these campaigns, meant for backing or supporting the bid, are carefully handled through media management. Concern for environment, in recent years an element that is gaining prominence in event bid success is concern for environment. Sports, recreation, MICE and tourism bid submissions or dossiers have started to mention how the event and its participants are going to protect the concern for the environment. Significant examples are the FIFA, Fédération Internationale de Football Association, Federation, who released a legacy report on environmental practices from the Germany World Cup, and the International Federation of Motorcycling, who produced a code for protecting the environment in 2006 to be followed when producing events. This code is now instituted for all races. In addition, in 1999, the IOC established Agenda 21, a document designed to bring its members into a program that supports the environment. The Athlete Code of Conduct that was released by IOC in 2006 stated that athletes were environmental role models. The IOC Code of Conduct presented 6 key principles that included avoid wasting water, avoid wasting energy, travel as efficiently as possible, consume responsibly, dispose of waste properly, and support environmental conservation and education. Event organizers and athletes are expected to protect and promote environmental sustainability. Since major events and games could drive tourism, the IOC Code of Conduct can also be used for tourists. Bid dossiers should hence indicate how the event and its participants will protect the worldwide concern for the environment. Besides the above key success factors, additional significant factors that could help in the winning of bids are I. Commitment given to full-time bidding, E. Having a bidding presence, E. Competitive environment, a global understanding of other bidders and events, IV. Creative statistics present credible event-specific information. For every bid, a variety of considerations are perceived as being an important part of the bidding process. For cities and nations, bidding for events is a justified practice to bring about changes in the economic, physical, social, cultural, and recently, the environmental landscape, as already mentioned, to create legacies. Sometimes two bids are identical in technical aspects, but how does one city succeed over another in gaining the rights to stage an event? This happens because there are other factors beyond the purely technical components that play a critical role in the success of selection process. For example, when Athens was granted the right to host the 100-year anniversary of the Olympic Games in 1996, it was felt that it would win the bid as the destination Athens was a strong emotional reason for its winning. But Athens' bid was unsuccessful and Atlanta won the bid as the host city because of its impressive marketing campaign on the International Olympic movement, carried out by an effective youth-friendly lobby team. In hallmark events like these, a whole range of criteria comes into play. 3.6 Destination-level bids. In a highly competitive world, with no shortage of suitable locations for meeting, it is generally easier to attract MICE and other events to a well-marketed destination. Destination-level bids are prepared with the help of convention bureaus or destination marketing companies, DMCs, destination marketing organizations, DMOs. Convention bureaus are marketing or promotional agencies that operate at the level of a country, a region within a country, or a specific town or city. Convention bureaus attract conference business to that area. For example, the Moscow Convention Bureau was set up by the government of Moscow in August 2013 with the purpose of providing assistance and guidance to convention organizers who are willing to consider Moscow as the next meetings destination. It is entirely supported by public funds. The Indian Convention Promotion Bureau, ICPB, has been promoting India as a preferred MICE destination under the direction of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India since past 25 years. Its members comprise of the hospitality industry, private and government organizations that are involved in MICE tourism. Box number 3 gives a Glimpse of the role played by ICPB in promoting MICE business. Box number 3. Role of the Indian Convention Promotion Bureau, ICPB, in promoting MICE business. The ICPB has been providing free information and infrastructural assistance to its members in organizing and hosting many successful international conferences and conventions. It also brings MICE business from around the world to the country. ICPB facilitates and supports event planners and other related organizations during the bidding process for international conferences. The areas in which the assistance of the Bureau expertise could be sought are as follows: detailed budgeting of the event, worldwide promotion and publicity of event, booking of accommodation and convention venues, organizing social and cultural programs, parties and catering services, sightseeing, pre- and post-conference tours, airport receptions and transportation, inaugural and closing ceremonies, recording and printing of proceedings, simultaneous interpretation, public relations, protocol, accounts and audit. Source: http://icpb.org. Business events, conferences and also tourists are attracted to destinations with the help of destination marketing organizations, DMOs. Examples of DMOs are the National Tourism Organization, State Tourism Organization and local DMOs that are responsible for the management and marketing of tourism. The state of Rajasthan in India is one of the most favored tourist destinations for both domestic and international traffic. The Rajasthan State Tourism Department promotes fairs, festivals and cultural programs. For tourism promotion, publicity and aggressive marketing, the State Tourism Department of Rajasthan makes efforts in organizing international conferences, exhibitions and seminars. The department has organized events outside India too, such as road shows in USA, and has participated in international, national level conferences, seminars, and exhibitions for tourism promotion. Many event management companies, EMCs, of large and small events use the services of a DMC, particularly when the event is being held at a destination that is not known to the EMC. DMCs are usually based at the destination in which the event takes place. DMCs have knowledge of local suppliers for events, the local language and culture. They can therefore provide assistance to EMCs by providing services such as event proposals, transport services, entertainment, and pre- and post-conference tours. Canadian bureaus are very active in bidding on a diverse range of events, especially conventions, meetings, political events, and sports. Most bureaus concentrate on major events with city-wide economic impacts, and they also encourage and assist local organizations in making bids. Even though no formal criteria is usually followed for event selection, events get selected on the basis of size, potential economic impacts, available venues, time of the year, media exposure, and local involvement. Treating each bid as a unique process, excellent presentations and above all, strong partners are the most important critical success factors for winning bids. Bigger and better facilities at destinations and more marketing, bidding resources are the other major critical factors in winning bids. The sales team of the convention bureaus or DMOs prepares destination level bids. If not, this team assists the EMC in preparing destination level bids. Once the RFP has been received, the destination sales team has to decide whether it can match the event requirements. Once it has established that the RFP is an appropriate one for the destination, the sales team begins the process of preparing the bid document. Computerized and web-based systems allow bids to be compiled very speedily, i.e. within hours. Formal bid documents, as suggested by Rogers and Davidson for major conferences and congresses, can include sections on letters of invitation by the Minister of Tourism or Municipal Commissioner, or any other civic or government dignitary inviting and welcoming the convention. Letter, information from the host organization involved in coordinating the bid and in organizing the event, to cover also the rationale for the bid. Details of Convention Bureau's services and support. Information on the host city covering location, geography, climate, culture, history, economy, its expertise and reputation as a conference destination. Visitors' impressions of the city including testimonials from satisfied conference organizers, entertainment, cuisine, arts and culture, recreation. And shopping, useful information sources. Access and transportation, how to reach the destination by air, road and rail. Venues and accommodation, photos and data on the main Congress Center. Details of major hotels, a map showing the location of main venues in hotels. Details of professional conference organizer services. Sustainability and the environment, corporate social responsibility issues. And event legacies. Budget, quotations for the costs of different activities of the convention. 2. Include details of financial support or subvention, as appropriate. City tours and excursion, ideas for pre- and post-event activities. 3.7 Conclusion. It has to be noted that there is no correlation between bidding and winning the bid. Several cities that lost the bid to the Olympic Games used that experience to win in the later bidding process. Though bidding is a risky exercise and expensive, it teaches us some lessons. Losing a bid can help to prepare a better bid document, which can be used for winning next time. The next unit discusses the process of writing an event proposal and delivering it for winning a bid, considering the critical factors in ensuring successful bidding outcomes, and the importance given to integration of networking partnerships as discussed in the present unit. The chances and potential of the host to get selected by the event owner is increased. 3.8 SUMAMRY. The bidding process is increasingly becoming important for hosting all types of events. An optimum bid process is a cyclical process consisting of 7 phases. The event bidder receives RFP or RFQ from the event owner, and this leads to initiation of the bidding process. Bidding requires submission of a formal bid document and a presentation to support the bid application. However, the event bidding life cycle is not a rigid procedure that has to be followed by all event management companies for all events. It is not an exact science whereby success can be guaranteed by following a set formula. There are key bid components and criteria which help in the evaluation of bids. These are bid book and presentation, stakeholder support, subvention, political risk analysis, knowledge of bidding and evaluation process and management, and communications. Events serve the needs and demands of various stakeholders, such as government, community, media requirements, sponsor needs, etc. In other words, event bidding tries to fulfill a range of stakeholder expectations. Every event has different criteria for the bidding process, depending upon the type of event. The critical factors in the winning of a bid include organizing ability, accountability, bid team composition, communication skills, political and economic support, relationship marketing, existing facilities, communication and exposure, and concern for environment. A successful bid has to include the technical aspects, facilities, equipments, location, budget, support aspects, personnel, transport, accommodation, and cultural aspects, elements, ceremonies, tradition, entertainment, television, relationship marketing presence. The key relationships, whether political or event decision-oriented, to support the event. Hence, a key requirement for bid success is a comprehensive network of partners. This network is revealed by the link between the event team and facility management. The greater the support shown by all parties in the network, the greater the chances for the bid's success. A good relationship with politicians, and having people with sufficient influence and positional power to support the event organizer's bid are seen as crucial influences on the event promoter. The bidding organization also needs to show it has established external support, e.g. from corporate and regional politicians. Destination-level bids are gaining significance as they attract MICE and other events. These bids are prepared with the help of convention bureaus or destination marketing organizations. Losing of bids can be used as strategies for winning bids next time. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.